Hello once again, my video game lovers. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my college dorm room. Now, this week I am reviewing for you guys Dishonored. This is Bethesda's Dishonored for the 360, as you can see here. And I will get into it shortly, just so you know. After the credits, I'll talk about the ending, like I'm starting to do with a lot of these reviews. So, just know that. So, starting with the story. Story's, this isn't really a spoiler, I don't think. We start out as a guy named Corvo. He is the bodyguard to the Empress of this city, and he comes back from this journey, and when he goes to meet up with the Empress to report to her, she is assassinated, and he is framed for the assassination of the Empress and then the kidnapping of her daughter, Emily. And from there, it's basically you escaping and then taking down the people who conspired against you to reclaim your honor, because you've been dishonored in this game. The story itself is actually pretty well done, I thought. While I did kind of have my suspicions about how it was going to go, and they were for the most part right, it was a pretty good story, well told and everything. There's a lot of choice-based stuff that you can do in terms of who to kill and how you play the game in general. Basically, if you go around and slaughter everyone that you see, the game will grow darker and darker, and I'm assuming more difficult as the game progresses, while if you just sneak around, aren't really seen, don't kill anyone, except for your intended targets, then the game does not get as dark. The plague, which is ravaging the citizens of the city, begins to ebb away, and it's all hunky-dory by the end. And so, yeah, it really depends on how you play the game. And I will get to that in gameplay, but first I'm going to get to graphics. Graphics are very cartoony. Well, not very cartoony, but they are more of a cartoony look. The graphics are actually bloody, and they look very good for the type of thing that they're going for. I really didn't have an issue with the graphics. There were a few glitches here and there, but besides that, it wasn't really anything too horrible. Going on to gameplay. Like I said earlier with the story, it really depends on how you want to play the game. You can either sneak around and not attack anyone, do your missions, and become kind of a silent crusader, I guess you could say, or you can live up to your name and be a murderer and become a symbol of fear for all of your enemies. It really depends on how you want to play the game. There's stealth mechanics, which I didn't really think worked too well, because I tried to play this game originally when it came out, and I tried to do the whole stealth thing. Very, very, very difficult. Oh, know that right off the bat. And then I came back to it last week, and I just decided to go and kill everyone because I wanted to get through it. A lot more fun. Had a lot more fun with it. It did get a little bit more difficult towards the end than I thought it was going to be, but besides that, fine. There's a good amount of collectibles that actually help you in the story. There's runes to collect in every mission, and there's bone charms to collect. Runes basically allow you to upgrade your skills, and this includes magic stuff that you get from this guy called the Outsider, I think, and he allows you to do various abilities, such as Blink, where you teleport from one part of the map to the other, and you can summon rats to come and kill your enemies. You can do a numerous amount of things. And bone charms are kind of like your special armor abilities, you could say. Each one gives you has a different effect on you, and it ultimately helps form the way that you play the game. In each mission, there's an optional objective, or a few optional objectives. You can choose to do those, or you can choose to bypass them. I usually went and did them. I found them to be useful, and usually got a rune for completing them, or at least gold or something. And not a lot else with the gameplay. It's kind of open world-y. You're limited in terms of where you can go, but there's enough places that you can go to that it doesn't feel enclosed very much. So that was nice. Going on to enjoyment, I actually did enjoy the game much more than I thought I was going to. It wasn't the great game that I think everyone expected it to be. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to. I enjoyed it, but just not as much. And Yeah, it's got some replayability. There's achievements for both ways that you play the game, and there's just various things that you can do. Oh, it's also first person, I should say that too. It's a first person title, stealth game. If you think it's worth it, if you're gonna buy it, you've probably bought it already. That's my review. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I would appreciate that immensely. Next review will be Far Cry 3. As always, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, my good people, keep on gaming. And if you are still watching, you are watching to see my take on the ending of Dishonored. As I said in the review, I played in the sense that you go and kill everyone to get through the mission, and so my ending was very dark. It was much darker than I thought it was going to be. I would have liked a little bit more of a conclusion to the story and more ways for it to change. Like if you, like how your friends decide to betray you and poison you, and then they kind of take over, and you have to go take out them. That I found a little bit annoying, because it's like, oh, I have to do this again after the game should be done now. The ending was okay. It wasn't a big climatic thing that I usually like games to have, but it was good enough that it doesn't really set up a sequel at all, and I guess it depends on how you play, because at the end of my game there's chaos everywhere, people are dying, Samuel gets drowned, I'm assuming, and I saw how it ends in the good fashion. Everyone's happy and joyful and everything, and the kingdom is prospering. So it really depends on how you play. In the good ending, it does kind of tie it up pretty well, depending on how you decide to play the game. Leave your thoughts on the ending down below if you want, or on the game itself down below. That'd be awesome. As I said before, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I would appreciate that immensely. And once again, my good people, my name is Nick Pell, and as always, keep on gaming.